During that time, the Israeli government took a decision not to give people like me who came from Arab countries a Palestinian ID. So I can't even visit my family in Jordan, and they can't came to visit me. That day, I was filled with hatred, anger against every Israeli person because for me, all of them were responsible about his death. But at the same time, I didn't think to take revenge because revenge will never bring my son back. So I started to think how to protect my daughter and to try to take care of her and my husband. And after 16 years, I met the people of the parent circle, one of the meetings in Bethlehem. In that meeting, when I heard their stories about how they lost their beloved ones, I've been touched and moved by their stories. And for the first time, I looked at them as a human like me. The first time I felt we shared the same pain, we shared the same tears, even if we had different circumstances. But nothing worse than losing a child or a family member. And no one could understand that pain unless someone be in the same situation. From that day, I decided to be a member in the forum, start to give lectures inside Israel, Palestine, and travel around the world to spread the message of peace and reconciliation. And as Robbie said, I thought that I made everything right and everything will be great. And it's so easy to speak about peace, love, and reconciliation. After a few years, life gave me another test. I've been with Robbie with other people from other NGO in Jerusalem. And after we spoke about our personal stories, there is an Israeli man who stand up and start to talk about his story. I know him like 3 years ago, but I didn't heard his story before. So he mentioned that he was a high officer in the army and he served in my area and he prevented a Palestinian couple which have sick children from going to a hospital. And then it's become hard for me. That was the real test. At first, I didn't know what to say or what to do. I started to cry, and then Robbie asked both of us to go outside and speak. And then he said to me, I know this is hard for you, and it's hard for me to talk in front of you about this. And then he started to talk about his son when he becomes sick, and when he tried to take him to a hospital inside Bethlehem. When he wanted to take him to a hospital, and the guard stopped him because he want to ask him a few questions, and he was in a hurry. And then he said, then I understand what I did to the Palestinian. He quit from the army. He jailed because he refused serving in the army. And after that, he established a new organization called Compassion for Peace with ex-Palestinian prisoners. And I look at him and I said, look, Hen, this is so hard for me to listen to you. But at the same time, I want to thank you because if I know that part of your story was there and you didn't tell me, I will never forgive you. But because you've been so honest and that have that courage to speak in front of me, I could forgive you. Then I realized this is the real reconciliation. It's easy to speak about these words, but sometimes you ask yourself if you meant these words or if you meant everything that you did. In that day, that does give me another power, another courage to continue even in these hard times.